What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to make an awesome, delicious, easy mushroom risotto. Stick around. Okay, so there's a couple different rices that you're going to want to use. Carnaroli or arborio. Okay, those are the two most popular grains in risotto. Of course, people use other crazy things like farro and all this weird stuff, but for traditional classic risotto that I'm going to show you today, I used arborio rice, okay? I prefer carnaroli, to be honest, but I just couldn't find it at the supermarket. But they both work great and they both are starchy and creamy, and that's why you use those instead of just your regular short grain rice. Right, so there's a two-step cooking process that I use while cooking risotto. Okay, the first step is to cook the rice about 90%, okay? And to do that, what I do is sweat a little onion, cook your rice, give it a little toast, bring out those flavors, add some white wine, reduce that down, and then add your liquid until it's cooked about 90%. You let it cool, and then you're ready just to finish it in a pan, which only takes a couple minutes. Now for the second step of the cooking part, what you're gonna do is take your pre-cooked rice and add it into whatever ingredient you're using and whatever flavor risotto you're making, and then you finish it with your traditional mascarpone, your butter. Today I'm using truffle butter, or your Parmesan, your pecorino, okay? Then you add your flavorings, your herbs, all that delicious, great stuff. So follow along and watch this recipe. So let's start off by dicing an onion. I actually did this a little bit sloppy. It doesn't have to be a perfect small dice, but you just want to cut it really, really, really fine. You want it to be smaller than the size of the grain. Now we're going to chop up a little parsley. I use curly parsley. I think it tastes better, but use any parsley you want. Chop it fine. Now we're going to clean our mushrooms. I'm using shiitake and oyster mushrooms. For the shiitake, you always remove the stem. You don't want to eat the stem. It's very woody. It doesn't taste good. Remove it. Once you remove the stem, now we're going to break the mushrooms. You can cut them with a knife. I like to just break mushrooms with my hands. I think it looks a little more natural and it's a lot easier and quicker. Now, same thing for the oyster mushroom. We're just going to tear them in big pieces. They're all going to shrink up. Now that all of our prep work is done, let's get the grains going. Let's get that risotto cooked. So sweat your onion, add a little salt. That helps it sweat quicker. Medium-high heat, 5-10 minutes. Once it becomes translucent, we're going to add our grain. We're going to add our risotto straight to those onions. Also add a little bay leaf. That's a sad looking bay leaf. Feel free to add a bigger piece. Toast your grains. You don't want any color. Toast for about 5 minutes, medium heat. Now we're going to add a dry white wine. Always use dry wine. You can use red wine if you're doing certain recipes of risotto. I use white wine. It's very simple. Reduce it down all the way. Now we're going to add hot boiling liquid to that risotto in 3 stages. So for this amount of rice, I did 3 stages, about 8 ounces of boiling water each. I bring it all the way down until it's dry, just like that. And then I add more liquid. So 3 stages of doing that. Make sure you stir. And it should be soft, but still al dente. You don't want it mushy. You still want a little bite to it. It's like al dente pasta, same thing. Now we're going to put it on a plate and let it cool down. Now at this stage, you can keep it in the fridge for a week, and all you have to do to reheat it is add a little liquid, just like I'm going to show you in a second here, and it's good to go. So that is perfect. All right, now let's start the actual finished product of the risotto. Now we're going to saute some mushrooms. I like to add olive oil. I overcrowd the pan, of course, because I'm cooking at home and I don't really care. I add a little butter, add some salt, and then just get some color. Just cook them down, make them tasty. Make sure you season them, a little salt, pepper, add your butter. 1 cup of raw risotto will yield 4 portions. Okay, so I used a quarter of those portions into that pan with the mushrooms. I added about 4 ounces of boiling liquid, and I'm going to bring everything up to a boil. It's going to be a really hard boil, and I'm going to reduce that liquid down while I'm stirring with those mushrooms, and it's going to get nice and creamy. And now at this stage, we can season with mascarpone, truffle butter, Parmesan cheese, and your freshly chopped parsley. Turn off the heat. You don't need any more heat. That rice is really, really hot. And we're just going to stir everything together. And this is so rewarding. It gets really creamy. Everything melts together and it just looks so nice. Always remember with risotto, you want it al dente. It is pasta basically. I mean, it's a grain. You want it al dente. You don't want it to be mushy. And you also want it to be loose. You don't want it to be too tight. Oftentimes, almost every video or webpage I visit, the risotto, it just stands up on its own. And that is so wrong. It's not even funny. It is a crime. So what you want to do is make sure that it's really loose. If it's too tight, add more pasta water stock, add more mascarpone. You want it loose like that. See how it's kind of just oozing out the sides just beautifully like that? Finish with some Parmesan cheese, parsley, and there is your beautiful risotto. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you learned how to make risotto. Don't be intimidated by it. Next time you're wondering what to cook at home, if you want something vegetarian or you want something quick and easy that's a little more elegant, or if you want to impress your significant other or partner,
feel free and try this recipe. It's really delicious and it's really easy, and you can definitely do it. Do not be intimidated. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Have a good one, you guys.